Welcome to Mandolin. Today, taking a look at what might be the ultimate Christmas song, which is, of course, the Christmas Song by Nat King Cole. Written in 1945, co-written by Mel Torme. I did not know that. Then Nat King Cole released it the next year and, of course, made it immortal. Just works fantastically on the 8-stringer. Just beautiful, lush chords. And really sounds great. There's nothing particularly tricky about it. There's certainly no fast runs or anything like that, but there's a lot to remember. So it's just a matter of memorization and going through the parts. But, you know, the melody is so ingrained that it's easy to work through. Hey, before we get going, be sure to subscribe down below. Mandolin, there are a lot of these lessons, tutorials, and things like that. Of course, there'll be links in the description for the merch store for, you know, handy hoodies in my part of the world, stickers, things, of course, of that nature. There'll be links for the Patreon, the PayPal, the Facebook, all the fun stuff. Of course, let me know where you're watching from in the world so I can put a pin on my map for you. But let's dive right into this one here. All right, let's check it out here. It's in C, and I play the first phrase, and we'll break it down. What we're doing here, we say it's in C, so it's going to start in the C chord, open, second, and third. Now, technically, the high E is part of the C chord, but we don't want that here. We just want this C note here to be our highest note. And for the fun part, we're going to reach up with our pinky, grab the 8th fret of the E string. Now, hold the C chord as long as you can. If you let go of it right as you grab the other note, that's fine. So from your pinky here, we're going to walk down. Coming from the pinky and the 8, you're going to switch fingers around to the 7th chord formation. 7 here, 8 on the A, and just walk it down. 7, 5, 10 on the A string here where the dot is, 8. And you can take this note on the 8, you can even just slide it down. It's going to almost slide by itself. But to the 7, and that's our, we're going to hit 3 times. 7 there, and 5 on the D string. All right, moving on. What we're going to do here, got 3rd fret of the A, 5th fret of the E, and we're going to just walk down. What we're going to start on is a C7 chord, 3, 2, and then the top 2 strings barred in the 2nd fret. Just kind of take your meat of your finger, lay them across the top 2 strings, 2nd there, or 3rd from there. It's basically your basic C7, but we're just picking up that high G note, which we need because that's our melody. I'm just going to walk it down. The melody is 3, 1, open, 5th fret here in the A, and then this F chord shape, 2, 3, and 3. Most importantly, that's your melody note there. So just bar the middle 2 and on the 3rd fret and the top string 2nd fret. All right, so the whole phrase here to start with. I like to slide in at that 3 sometimes. I usually strum this F chord like that to kind of fill out that measure. Let's look here. So from this F chord, we're going to go to an A minor chord, which is literally 1 note away. We're just going to take this finger and only pick up the 3rd fret here. So the top 2 strings on the 2nd, 3rd fret here on the A string. And you're just going to take your finger, take it off, play that note, and then put it right back on. You're going to come here to a D minor chord, 5, 3, and 2. That's your melody note. come down here, third, put your pinky right back, 5, C chord, just our basic open C, 0, 2, 3, and this time make sure we hit the top E, because there's our melody. Third, 5th, up to this really cool B7 formation. Get a lot of mileage out of this 7th shape here. But 7, 6, and 7. So you walk that up to there. Now from here, that's kind of the meat of the song. That'll repeat that 3 times with various endings kind of attached to it. And the first ending is the, you know, dressed up like Eskimos. Let's take a look at that. 5th fret. That's 5th fret on the high E, by the way. Then down to this E chord, 4, 2, 2, and 4. Oops. I come up here to a B flat 7, which is 6, 5, and 6. It's the same shape we just did before, but 1 fret down. 4, 3, 1, and then this E flat chord, which again is the same shape we just did, but down 1. 3, 1, 1, 3. All right, so let's take a look at that whole dressed up like Eskimos phrase one more time. So you find yourself here on this E flat, and this finger's already where it needs to be for the next chord. We're just gonna come up to a G7. So this finger already here, 2nd fret and 3rd. And we're gonna walk our top melody down, starting with that 3rd fret note that we just hit. 1, open E, 5th fret of the A. It lands on a C chord where this whole thing will start over again here. So here's what we've got so far, right? Up to this point. The build. Here's the phrase we just did. This walk down we just did. Start over. And same build again. A minor, D minor, C. All right, so here's where we are. Last time it talked about folks dressing up like Eskimos, but from here, this second time it talks about tots who are finding it hard to sleep tonight, right? So here's our phrase. We've just come up here, we're on our big dramatic B7, drop down 5th fret of the high E, and here's our phrase, E minor, 2, 2, and 3, melody note being on the high E string. Open E, A minor, 5th fret on the high E, there's our melody. 3rd fret of the A, 2nd on the bottom 2. Back to the G note there, 3rd fret. Okay, and 1st fret on the E string. And you can hit either the open A or heck, even the D string sounds fine with it. 2nd fret of the A, and then just into our C chord. All right, so I suppose now we're up to what would be the bridge. Let's look here. A string, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd. We come up here to this cool G minor chord, 5, 5, and 6 on the high E. We're going to walk this melody down from 6, 5, 3, 2, then to a G minor chord. 3 on the E, 1 on the A, and then the bottom 2 open. So that little phrase there. Come back to the A string and do that 3, 2, 3 again. Back up here on the G minor, but this time we're going to add a little motion in this chord. And all we're going to do is take the 6th fret off, hit the 5 there, back to the 6, into the 7. Coming down here, dropping back to the 6, here's our melody, and then 3 and 5 underneath it. And just keep this melody walking down up top here. 6, 5, 3, 1. So those two here. And you're going to land on this chord, 2nd fret of the top G string, and then the 3rd fret just on the bottom 3. Just lay your finger flab right across all of them. And just pick up the 2nd fret here. All right, so let's combine those two together here. This is kind of the odd, trickier part of the song, maybe. G minor, now repeat. Again to this part, 3, 2, 3, but now we're going to come down, instead of up here in the G minor, down here to F minor, which is 3, 3, and 4. And again, take the 4th fret off, hit the 3, and we're going to replace the 4th fret. But when we replace the 4th fret, also put on the 5th fret of the A string. So, see how we're fitting this together here. Where we are right now. So coming off this chord, you know, we've just done this. We're going to walk the melody down again. 3, 1, down here 6th fret on the A, and the melody is going to come up to 8th fret on the A. But when you get to the 8th fret on the A, we're also going to play 8th fret of the D and 6th fret of the high G for a minor chord there. Oops. One more time, since I didn't do it particularly well. Now, 6 on the A, 8 on the A, and back to the 6. And we're going to come down here to this D minor chord, where it's 5th fret on the D, which is the most important. It's a melody note. 3, or 5th fret on the A string, which is a D note. 3rd on the D string, 2nd on the A string. So this minor formation here. Now keeping this note here, but switching the finger, we're going to move this to a 7th chord from this D minor. And we're going to go to 7th chord, where it's 5, 4, and 5. So this note stays. Big G chord, where it's bottom. This finger stays in position where it already was, and you just got the 3rd fret. So it's 0, 3, 5, and also 3. You're barring the 3rd fret of the top 3 strings, and then putting the 5th fret on the A here. So you're getting 3, 5, 3, and then just open below it. That's our big climactic note. I like to do a nice big dramatic slide there. Your finger's already here and it's your strongest finger. So it's real easy just to take this note and slide it from the 5th to the 7th and fall right back into our main phrase. Just like from before. It's going to do the same climb as before. But now it's to the last part where it's going to be the Merry Christmases. So you're on this B7, 7, 6, and 7. And you're just going to come up here. 6, 7, and 7. Big G chord. And melody note is the high E string. 5th fret of the E. Down to an E minor where it's 3, 2, and 2. And then to an A minor. You're just going to take these fingers, scooch them up. So it's 3 here, 2 and 2. So let's look at this one more time here. I usually start to do a little strum here. I'm not going to tab it that way, but when I'm playing it, I usually strum there. All right, so it repeats. Now the third time, it starts out the same. It's our same G chord, 6, 7, and 7. To the 5th fret, but we're going to go to this B minor chord where it's 7, 5, and then 4 on the top 2. Back to our G chord where it's 7, 8, and 8. Right to this minor, we're already here, just right into the minor shape where it's 10, 8, the 2 7s in the top strings. And then to our big C chord, 8, 7, 5, and 5. So, can do that better. From here, I'm not necessarily going to notate this out, but you could just do that. You can do the classic, the Jingle Bells thing, because your finger's already here, that 7th fret of the A string. You hit that twice, or 3 times, sorry. And you can just walk from the 7th fret here, 3rd fret on the G, 3rd fret in the A, back to the 5, and just sit right back in our C chord. So that whole last phrase, whoops. And then that C chord. It's kind of a long one. There's a bunch of parts to this song, but none of them are very hard. So it's just a matter of memorizing. And man, it really works great. What a great tune for the mando. All right, hey, thanks so much for tuning in. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays from Mandolin here, and we'll see you next time.